Good day, Mr. Sampaga, and good day to everyone who is watching this video discussion. And today, I will be reporting about the approaches to support curriculum implementation, and together with Mr. John Harris as Ebrado, which he will be reporting the Department of Education MATATAG curriculum or the revised K to 12 curriculum. So, now let us go to the learning objectives first. So, the learning objectives are these 1, 2, and 3. The first one is to analyze key components of the MATATAG curriculum and identifying their implications for curriculum implementation in the Philippine education system. Second is evaluating various curriculum implementation approaches and strategies, determining the effectiveness in addressing challenges in teaching and learning. And the last one is to demonstrate the application of collaborative and inclusive approaches in curriculum implementation to promote the learner-centered education, which aligned with the MATATAG curriculum's emphasis on inclusive and accessible learning. And those are the learning objectives. So now, let us go to the approaches to support curriculum implementation. So there are four approaches, and these are behavioral approach, managerial approach, system approach, and the humanistic approach. Now, the first one is the behavioral approach, and these are the features of behavioral approach. And behavioral approach is the oldest and most common approaches, and this method has been very used for a long time, which is mostly popular in many schools, and it relies heavily on blueprints rather than outlining what the students should learn and how they should learn it, and logical and it is organized, as the teaching goals are more somewhat clear and it is measurable, and the lessons follow a step-by-step process, making it more easy to see if the students meet the set goals. And the third one is focused on outcomes. So the students' progress is being tracked by looking at whether they have mastered the objectives. And teachers often use tests, quizzes, and also performance tasks to check if the students have to learn what they needed to. And the last one for the features is the influence of the research. So, of course, this approach is very based on studies about how people learn and which helps us to design a more effective lesson. And this approach is sometimes called rational scientific because it uses facts and data to plan teaching. And that is behavioral approach. So you guys can understand what behavioral approach is, right? So thank you if you watch this. Now we'll go to the second approach, which is the managerial approach. So these are the four features of the managerial approach. First one is it sees the school as a social system. So in this approach, the I is the it treats the school as a like a community wherein the students, teachers, principals, and other staffs work collaboratively together. And this allows people to organize and manage resources such as the time, space, and equipments. And also, it was developed in the 1950s and the 1960s, and it became popular with when the administration and the leadership in schools gained furthermore attention. And there was a need to coordinate the task and to communicate with better within the schools. And third one is to focus on leadership and organization. So the school leaders, like the principals, is the one who will plan the schedule and to supervise different activities related inside the school campus. And the teachers and staff will cooperate to make sure that the curriculum will run smoothly as possible. And last one is it encourages school-based management, and the decisions can be shared with the teachers and even with students and parents. And everyone in the school works together to create and improve the school programs. And that is the managerial approach. So the third one is the systems approach, and these are the four features of the systems approach. So, curriculum as an interconnected system. As an interconnected system, this approach views a school as a network of parts. So, teachers, working students, teachers, students, materials, and also leaders are all working together harmoniously, while each part has a specific role in achieving the school's goal. Next is the curriculum engineering. So, curriculum engineering. This is sometimes called a curriculum engineering because it uses systematic planning and like an engineering project, of course. So, the school often create a more organizational charts to show how the tasks and responsibilities are being divided inside, and that is curriculum engineering. Third one is the emphasis on continuous improvement. So, the system approach is linked to ideas like the total quality management or the TQM, which focuses on the quality and the constant growth and the data that is being collected to measure how well the curriculum is working and the adjustments are made as needed. So, lastly, is the collaboration and the improvement. So, the teachers, administrators, and even the students are share responsible for the school's success, of course, and everyone communicates and collaborates very close to each other for it to keep improving the system. Do you understand the system approach? Okay, thank you for listening and watching intently the video. So, lastly, is the humanistic approach. So, these are the features of the humanistic approach. The humanistic approach is a curriculum development which focuses on the overall growth of the students as individuals, of course. And this aims to develop not just their knowledge hub, but also their skills, not, no, wait. Their knowledge and skills, but also their emotions, values, creativity, and social connections. And this approach is deeply rooted in a progressive philosophy and child-centered education, which which became influential in the early 19s and gained further support in the 1940s and the 1950s. And these are the features of a humanistic approach, as you can see in the presentation. So, first is the student-centered learning. Unlike the traditional education, which focuses mainly on academic performance, di ba? The humanistic approach prioritizes the students' personal experiences and interests. As the lessons are based on real-life experiences, thus allowing the students to connect learning with their everyday lives. And the activities are like such as group games, projects, arts, and hands-on learning. These activities encourages the students to explore more on their interest. Then second is to encourage active participation and creativity. So, in this approach, the students are very much encouraged to think critically, solve problems creatively, and to participate actively in the classes. And also, the learning is not very limited to textbooks lang. Instead, it includes also creating creative problem solving activities and interactive lessons, which develops both their intellectual and emotional skills. And the third one is the focuses on the whole child. So focuses on the whole child means The approach does not just focus on academic knowledge, but it also considers the child's emotional, social, and moral development, as it acknowledges the students are individuals also with different needs, interests, and way of learning in life. Fourth is the influence of developmental theories. Wait, no, I've read wrong. Involvement of parents, teachers, and school leaders, I mean. So, education is rather be seen as a shared responsibility among parents, teachers, and school leaders. And the students have a voice in shaping, of course, their education, and their opinions are really valued in the decision making. That is what the involvement of parents, teachers, and school leaders is all about. Then the fifth one is the influences of developmental theories. Influences is This approach is inspired by various developmental theories, of course, which really emphasizes the importance of understanding how children grow, learn, and develop, of course. And this approach applies the child centered teaching methods that adapt to students' emotional and cognitive needs. And then the last one is the integration of different aspects of life. This, emph- this approach emphasizes that learning integrates the three main areas of human life, which are the personal life, occupational life, and the civic life. Personal life is the self awareness, the relationships, and emotional well being, while the occupational life is the career development and the real world skills. And lastly, the civic life is the social responsibility and the community involvement. So, the humanistic approach is very important, of course, because it prepares the student for a real life challenges by helping them to develop a more critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and creativity. So, now that we are done with the four approaches in the curriculum implementation, we will now go to the summarization of each of it. So, behavioral approach is all about setting goals and to teach in a structured way and to check if the learners have really meet the goals and objectives of a lesson. While the managerial approach it centers on leadership, coordination, and teamwork to make sure that all parts of the school work together to support the curriculum. Third one is the system approach, which it treats school as a whole system, aiming for a continuous improvement and collaboration within or among the students. And the humanistic approach, lastly, is it is a student-centered, experience-based, and a holistic way of teaching, which nurtures not only the academic skills of the students or learners, but also the emotional and the social development of the students, making it more educational and more meaningful, engaging, and connected to the real world. And that is the summary of the approaches and curriculum implementation. And thank you for listening, everyone, to our report. And goodbye, and see you when I see you.
Right, so hi. Um Good morning. My name is John. I am with the group 10, so I am the second reporter. So today I am going to report or discuss the Department of Education, the MATATAG curriculum or that revised K to 12 curriculum. So this curriculum here, it provides or it aims to provide and support to improve and the quality of the system of education in the country. So this curriculum um, emphasizes on the subjects like the math, the science, and the languages, and also it also focuses on the areas like critical thinking skills and creativity skills and problem solving skills. So this curriculum here is gives the students their own facing. with also the help with the teachers as well. So the individual needs of the students will be met, and it creates a standard of system. So the implementation of the K to 12 curriculum started, I think, last year, 2024 and 2025. So just correct me if I'm wrong. I think it started in kinder, grade 1, 4, or 7, or I don't know. But this is expected to be completed in the year 2027 and 2025. Alright, so um, let's start with the key features of the curriculum. Hold on. Alright, so focus on holistic development. So this emphasizes their ethical values of their success of the development of the students in their emotional well-being, physical well-being, their empathy and responsibility as well. So it improves, or it demands, the ethical development of the students. Second is curriculum strengthening. It addressed the gaps or inconsistencies of the previous curriculum. So there is an improvement last curriculum. So it ensures that there is no gap and there will be a bridge, uh, so that it will ensure the experiences or the learning competencies and the outcomes of the teachings are aligned with the global standards. Third is integration of core values. This is the most important part. Um, Again, the new curriculum aims to infuse values such as respect, responsibility. I think we should add empathy as well, responsibility as well, and excellence into the learning process. And fourth one, enhanced learning experiences. Material will include more hands-on experiential learning approaches, moving away from rote memorization towards critical and problem-solving skills. So, enhanced learning experience, we have different kinds of learning. We have last year we have the online and face-to-face. However, this year it was changed due to requirements of the um, for the higher position. So, um, why is it important to have enhanced learning experience? So first one is to have a good and quality experiences, and the students needs will be met. So that's why we have a blended learning. It will be, students will have their own pace in learning, and also the guide of the teachers. Five is assessment revisions. So there are plans to reform assessment methods. So of course, every institutional or any fields, there is always an assessment. So uh, assessment is evolving. There are methods to ensure that um, there is always a learning on that position or in that state. So again, they are holistic and reflective of the student's learning journey. So rather than just the end year performances, it should be a reflection of what they have understand, or of how they carry themselves. And that's the assessment revisions. Six is strengthen teacher support. So this is also the important part, which is the support of the teachers, or supporting the teachers in the professional. It is the professional development for the teachers, is to they must be properly trained, equipped with necessary resources, proper training, and so that the implementation of the curriculum will be much more effective. Seven is flexible learning objectives. Hold on. The curriculum aims to provide a diverse learning pathways that cater the various needs and interests of the students, including technical vocational education. So, this provides not only first you have to consider a diverse backgrounds of the students. So it creates an inclusive uh, learning. No, doesn't matter where you came from, as long as um, it stays the same with much respect of how students will be um, you know um, various needs and interests of the students. 8 is community and parental involvement. So this encourage active participation or interactive between the parents and the community. So this recognizes the part where the education is a shared responsibility, not only the school but also the community as well. Stakeholder engagement number 9. This formulation is a revised curriculum includes consultation with various stakeholders including teachers or guardians, students as parents or your guardians, and community leaders or members to ensure a well-rounded education system. Just like I have explained in number 8, it's also stated the same. However, active participation is also a shared responsibility of not only us or school or anywhere. It is a shared responsibility as a whole community or society. And number 10, incorporating technology. Recognizing the impact of digital technology in education. The revised curriculum includes digital literacy, integration, technology, teaching, and learning. So, um, it is the demands of 21st century, the learning of 21st century. We have now equipped with a modern technology. We have a lot of things and a lot of things to adapt and to learn. That's why in today 21st century it is a great demand, and because there is a great impact of the advancement of the technology. The last one, my conclusion or the conclusion. So, Matatag curriculum represents a significant step towards improving the quality education in the country. Again, it focuses leaning more relevant and engaging, which makes the students or beneficial for students because it gives a pacing or a pace for learning and approaches, standard approaches of the system. So it also addresses the weaknesses of the last curriculum, and it uses the modern approaches that today or the modern approaches in 21st century. This aims to provide to have a concise, clear, better um, to better prepare the students for uh, the demand of the 21st century. And if you want to, for the most information regarding the MATATAG curriculum, it is advisable to refer to the official DepEd resources or announcement. I think that's it. Thank you and have a good day, everyone. Bye for now.